couple of years ago when the legislature passed the legislation and the laws requiring MBI to handle all officer-involved shootings from across the state. And as we were gearing up for that, we met with DAs and police chiefs and sheriffs and just a broad spectrum of participants in our criminal justice system to kind of walk through some of our policies and procedures that we felt like it was important to act. And out of those meetings, we decided that the best policy from a statewide perspective was to not release the video of these incidences until there had been some sort of conclusion, either with a grand jury or a criminal trial. And part of that is, one, early on, it's important to get witness statements, and we want folks to come forward with their accounts of the events. And if you put the video out there right away, folks might not come and give you a statement. They might say, well, I've already saw the video, and so I'm not going to give a statement to law enforcement. And we want to be able to get every statement from every witness possible. We want them to feel like they can come forward. And I think when you put the video out there, sometimes people just stop coming forward. The other thing that I think is important is not all of these incidences are the same. And I think you've got to treat them all the same. And so, you know, while sometimes the officer very well might be justified in his actions, other times they might not be. And so you've got to treat them the same when it comes to releasing this video, the good ones and the bad ones. And then I also think there are those times when maybe the video doesn't accurately describe the event. And so, you know, you've got to be able to get those witness statements to get the full picture of what all happened. I mean, you know, the body cameras are attached to the chest of the officers typically. It might be pointing one direction, the head might be looking another. Peripheral, what the officer sees, what other witnesses see. And so we want to make sure that we paint the entire picture when we release the video. That's why we also make our reports available at the same time, so that the public can look at the video, they can look at our reports. We redact the names of witnesses and other things so that we can protect them. But you know, it's good to paint the entire picture, not just a little segment of it. And I think when you release the body cam footage early, that's kind of what you're doing. You're just putting part of the puzzle out there. And most importantly, I think whether it's a criminal defendant or if it's an officer, we are best not to try these cases in the court of public opinion. It's something that should be tried in a court of law, and it should be reviewed by a grand jury or reviewed by independent prosecutors such as the AG's office, so that they can make an independent determination. And ultimately, whatever decision is reached can then be scrutinized by the public, because again, we're going to release the videos, we're going to release our reports, and if there's action that is taken that doesn't seem appropriate based upon the evidence, the officials that made those decisions will have to answer for the decisions that were made.